Why no woman will become an F1 driver in the next 10 years. Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport, a place where only the absolute best drivers in the world make it onto the grid. Yet, despite all the progress in gender equality across sports and industries, Formula One remains an all-male fortress. Not since 1992 has a woman attempted to qualify for a Grand Prix, and based on everything we know, that's unlikely to change anytime soon. But why? Is it because women aren't good enough? Not at all. It's because F1 is an unforgiving battlefield where only the elite survive, and the way the sport is structured, physically, financially, and politically, makes it almost impossible for a woman to reach the top. If it were simply about giving women a chance, we would have seen one already. The reality is far more brutal. F1 doesn't hand out opportunities. It demands absolute dominance at every level. And right now, the sport isn't producing female drivers who can meet that standard. So let's break it down. Why won't we see a woman in Formula One within the next decade? 1. The brutal physical demands of F1. Driving a Formula One car isn't just about speed, it's about physical endurance, raw strength, and the ability to withstand forces that push the human body to its absolute limit. Every race, drivers experience up to 6.5 G of force in high-speed corners and under braking. That's the kind of pressure that makes your head feel like a bowling ball being yanked off your shoulders. Neck and core strength are crucial because without them, a driver simply wouldn't be able to keep their head up during a 2-hour race. Here's where the issue comes in. Men naturally have stronger neck and upper body muscles. While women can train to improve in these areas, they will always be playing catch-up to male counterparts who develop that kind of strength far more efficiently. And it's not just about the neck. F1 cars don't have power steering, meaning every turn requires immense upper body strength to control. Then there's braking. Drivers have to slam the brake pedal with over 130 kilograms, 286 pounds, of force multiple times per lap. Imagine doing a one-legged leg press over 800 times in a single race while maintaining split-second reaction times. Sure, women could train for this, but in F1, there's no room for almost good enough. If you're even a fraction of a second slower in reaction time, braking or cornering ability, you're out. No second chances. Two, the menstrual cycle, a factor no one wants to talk about. This is a topic that motorsport avoids, but it matters. The menstrual cycle affects hormone levels, muscle function, and endurance. Studies on elite female athletes show that performance can fluctuate during certain phases of the cycle, leading to fatigue, reduced endurance, and increased reaction time delays. Now, apply that to F1, a sport where every millisecond matters. A driver experiencing even a slight decrease in focus or endurance due to biological factors could lose vital tenths of a second per lap. And in F1, that's the difference between a podium and irrelevance. It's not a question of whether female drivers can manage this. It's a question of whether teams are willing to take that risk when there are already 20 elite male drivers available who don't face those challenges. 3. The money problem. Sponsorships don't back female drivers. Formula One isn't just physically brutal, it's financially ruthless. If you don't have sponsors, you don't make it. It costs over $100,000 a year to compete in karting at a high level. Formula 3 costs around $1 million per season, and Formula 2 requires up to $3 million. Without serious backing, even the most talented drivers in the world can't progress. Here's the issue. Sponsors don't see female drivers as a safe bet. They are more likely to invest in male drivers who already have proven pathways to F1 success. Even the best female drivers today, like Jamie Chadwick and Sophia Flörsch, have struggled to secure financial backing. Meanwhile, male drivers with far weaker records still find a way to get the funding they need. F1 launched the F1 Academy, an all-female racing series designed to help bridge this gap. But let's be honest, until those drivers start competing directly against men in Formula 3 and Formula 2, they're not getting anywhere near an F1 seat. 4. F1 teams want winners, not PR stunts. If a woman dominated Formula 2 tomorrow, she'd be in F1 immediately. But the truth is, no female driver is currently excelling in F3 or F2. There is no female talent pipeline leading to F1. F1 teams only care about performance. If you're not better than your male competitors, you don't get a seat. That's why every single driver on the grid has to prove themselves in the junior categories before getting an F1 seat. Right now, there isn't a single woman consistently beating the best men in junior racing, and until that happens, no F1 team will take the risk. 5. No role models, no momentum, no pathway. One of the biggest barriers to seeing a female F1 driver is the lack of role models. In sports like football, tennis, and athletics, young girls can look up to Serena Williams, Megan Rapinoe, or Simone Biles and dream of following in their footsteps. In F1, there's no one. The last woman to start an F1 race was Lella Lombardi in 1976. That means every young girl racing karts today has never seen a female F1 driver in their lifetime. This creates a vicious cycle. No women in F1 equals fewer girls inspired to enter karting. Fewer girls in karting equals fewer women progressing to Formula 3 and Formula 2. No women in F2 equals no women in F1. Even in other top-tier motorsports, women are almost non-existent. Danica Patrick in IndyCar was an exception, not the rule. Catherine Legg tried sports cars, but never came close to F1. Jamie Chadwick dominated the W Series, but couldn't find an F2 seat. Until a woman starts dominating against men in junior racing, there will be no momentum, no excitement, and no opportunity for F1 to change. The brutal truth of motorsport. Formula One is a brutal, unforgiving sport. Even the most talented male drivers struggle to make it to the top. For a woman to succeed in F1, she would need to match or exceed the physical strength of male drivers, maintain peak performance despite biological fluctuations, secure millions in sponsorship against overwhelming odds, consistently beat the best men in Formula 3 and Formula 2. Right now, that's just not happening. Could it change? Maybe. But based on everything we know today, Formula One will remain a male-dominated sport for at least the next decade. What do you think? Will we ever see a female F1 champion? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Formula One Dramas for more deep dives into the biggest debates in F1.